Mile 18 check-in. Physically, I wanted to give up miles ago. Mentally, I'm pushing for just one more.
By accomplishing my longest run ever, I finally got over 40 miles in a single week with just over 42 miles run. Though I'm proud of that fact, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. I pushed through some extremely difficult mental and physical obstacles. Nonetheless, I came through to tell the tale. I'm Josh, and I'm training for my first marathon. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. It would mean the world. Alright, let's start with the good. One of my viewers sent me something. Yes, actually sent me something in the mail. This is by no means a product endorsement, but one of my viewers, Anne, who I know is a regular watcher of this series, sent me some electrolyte water called Talking Rain Aqua. I'm excited to try it out, and I'm so touched that she would think of me and send me something. It truly means a lot, so thank you, Anne. 2. Running with a friend. I've done 99% of my runs this training block alone. I tend not to like running with other people because I'm always afraid I'll slow them down. But a friend was in town for work and asked if I wanted to run. He's a much better runner than me and is currently training for this year's Chicago Marathon, but he assured me he would go at my pace. And he did. So for that, and the fact that it was this particular friend who encouraged me to get into running nearly 3 years ago, I'm grateful. 3. Move over 17-mile run from last week and come on in 19-miler from this week. I ran for 3 hours and 20 minutes, 3+ hours of running. That's longer than the runtime of Titanic, any of the 3 Lord of the Rings movies, or The Godfather. And I was running for that whole time. That's pretty cool when I look at it like that. Now, it's not quite up there to Gone with the Wind levels, but I'm hoping I reach nearly that exact time, 3 hours and 58 minutes, on marathon race day. Now,
the bad.
1. The long run required multiple stops. I didn't walk any of the 19 miles. But I did have to stop multiple times before continuing on, including a refueling and sock changing stop at home. In some ways, I find the whole stopping mid-run thing embarrassing. I know running for 19 miles is no small thing, but if I can't even run that distance this deep into training without stopping, how can I possibly run 26.2 miles at a much faster clip in just 5 weeks without stopping? I know the circumstances will be different, but it feels a little bit like maybe I'm not ready. 2. I kind of buried the lead on this one, and I might have to create a new category of
very bad.
But I think I've picked up an injury, which is not ideal with 5 weeks to go. I shouldn't have even brought it up last week.
And even though I'm not dealing with any specific injuries right now,
I'm such an idiot. I jinxed myself. It's hard to say what the extent of the injury is at this point, but I first noticed pain on the inner part of my right foot after my 19-mile run. I was able to accomplish a scheduled 3-mile run on Sunday with limited issue, but it has only gotten more aggravated since. And for a little behind the scenes, I've already done my first run of week 16 at the time of this recording, and it's not good news on the injury front. I have an appointment scheduled with an orthopedist to see what might be going on, but I'm definitely fearing the worst while hoping for the best. Not much I can do now except take a few extra days of rest and see what the doctor says. Runs for the week. I ended up switching most of my runs around during the week to accommodate my ever-changing schedule. So day 1 was 6 miles easy. The weather was great, and I think it was the first run that actually felt easy. I finished with an average pace of 9:44 per mile and an average heart rate of 130.
Week 15, day 1. 6 miles this morning. Feel like a zombie, but I'm out here. Mile 1, 9:46. Mile 2, 9:42. Mile 3, 9:50. Mile 4, 9:44. Mile 5, 9:46. Mile 6, 9:35. That run felt pretty good. Pretty effortless as far as 6-mile runs go. My only problem was that at about mile 4.5, I tried to drink my water bottle and this little top pulled off and splashed me all in the face. How rude. Anyway, on to the next one.
Day 2 was 8 miles steady at a 9:09 per mile pace. I was grateful to be running with my friend Tom because I'm not sure I would have finished all 8 miles if it weren't for him. I didn't get a ton of footage from this run since we were chatting the whole time. Actually, I was more like gasping for air while saying words that I think made sense, compared to Tom's more controlled breathing and talking like a normal human being. But regardless, I finished the run with an average pace of 9:12 per mile, with an average heart rate of 144.
Week 15, day 2, out here for 8 miles, steady today, running with my good buddy Tom. I have him to thank for getting back into running, so fun to get some miles in with him. All right, that's 8 miles finished. Finished strong. Thanks to my running partner. On to the next one.
Day 3 was a 5-mile fartlek session with a 1-mile warm-up and a 1-mile cool-down. No, I did not say fart. I said fartlek. Remember alternating faster and slower running in a single session created by Swede Gösta Holmer? Okay, back to the video. I didn't quite have enough time for the full fartlek workout, but managed just under 6 miles total. For the workout section, I alternated sets of 800 meters at a fast pace, anything under 8 minutes per mile, and a slower pace, anything in the 9-something per mile range.
Week 15, day 3. Today I'm out here for a 7-mile fartlek session, just finishing my 1-mile warm-up. And then I think, since I'm at the track, I'm just gonna do 2 on, 2 off till I get to 5 miles. And then I will go ahead and do my cool down. Okay, on to the cool down mile. Had to cut the workout a bit short today. 1, because I was half asleep when I started. 2, I snoozed my alarm. And 3, well, nature calls. So, did my best. Still went 5 3/4. On to the next one.
Day 4 was the massive 19-miler. I moved the run from Sunday to Saturday in an attempt to get slightly cooler weather. I'm not sure it actually helped. I got a slightly later than planned start at 6:50 a.m., which meant the temperature and humidity were climbing throughout the next 3+ hours of running. With a stop back at home to get more water and electrolytes, in addition to multiple other stops, I somehow managed to finish all 19 miles with an average pace of 10:30 per mile and an average heart rate of 141.
Week 15, time for the long run. Today, I'm going 19 miles. Not gonna lie, I don't feel great about this. I know it's more mental than anything else, although it will be physically difficult. Just gonna take it 1 mile at a time. Mile 6 check-in. Pretty much aches and pains everywhere. But I gotta say, I just feel tired. My legs feel tired. My whole body feels tired. So, any time goals I had in my head before, out the door. Now, it's just about finishing. Mile 12 check-in. Everything still really hurts. Physically, I'm struggling really hard. Mentally, also struggling really hard. Just trying to get rid of the negative thoughts and just try to get that mileage finished. I feel embarrassed, but I had to stop for a minute. I'm just so worn out. 5 miles left to go, and I am struggling big time. I'm gonna try, but I don't know, man. Mile 18 check-in. Physically, I wanted to give up miles ago. Mentally, I'm pushing for just one more to get it to 19. Can barely talk. Last push. That's it. That's mile 19. Best thing I can say about that is that it's finished. On to the next one.
Day 5 was the previously mentioned 3 miles to cap the week off. I was hesitant since I knew my foot wasn't feeling its best, but I did feel pretty good throughout. Total time on the run was 29:33 with an average heart rate of 130.
Week 15, day 5, 3 miles today. After the 19 yesterday, that's a welcome change. Mile 1, 9:22. Mile 2, 9:47. Mile 3, 10:24. Really took that last one a lot slower, much more measured and considered, since my legs still feel a little bit like jello after yesterday's monster run. But that is the end of week 15, and now I gotta rest for checks notes 36 hours before I'm back at it again.
So that's it. I'm glad to get that grueling week in the books, but not as happy that I'm also adding a potentially training-altering injury to those books. But for now, one day at a time. Despite all of it, I'm going to try my best to stay positive. And as always, I'm grateful to run, and I'm grateful for today. 5 weeks to go. This is Foot Up to Finisher, and this is episode 15. Thanks for watching. See you soon.